who made our first webinar a huge success. Thank you so much for having encouraged us, and thank you for the positive reviews. Today, we'll be discussing certain topics which are of utmost importance. We'll be discussing how to inculcate the habit of reading in children and young adults, and we'll also be sharing a book review. We'll be talking about how to manage academics in times of lockdown, and how has the school foundation helped these students in order to overcome challenges faced during this pandemic. We'll be discussing about how to balance and manage the mental and physical health of children in times of lockdown, and how to keep our children safe. We'll be sharing how to use our time productively and creatively during this crisis. So let me introduce you to our speakers. We have with us Toto Chan, who's a student of Belvedere Spring School, studying in grade 7. We have Bisma Sheikh, who's an ex-student of Belvedere Spring School. She's doing her SYBA Arts from Bhavans College. We have Onali Shamji, ex-student, Belvedere Spring School. He is an accounting student currently studying in College of DuPage, Chicago. We have Zara Khan, who is a student of Belvedere Spring School, studying in grade 9. We have Safa Sheikh, student, Belvedere Spring School, studying in grade 9. And we have Saif Sayed, ex-student, Belvedere Spring School. He just completed his 12th grade from Pace Science Junior College, and he's pursuing hotel management. I welcome you all. Okay. So our first speaker is Toto Chan, who's a student of Belvedere Spring School. Toto, my question to you is, share some activities with our audience to use their time creatively and productively at home. How has the lockdown helped you hone your talents? You may start.
Hello everyone, my name is Toto Chan and I am a student of Belvedere Spring School studying in grade 7. Today I would like to share on how you can be productive and creative even during lockdown. Firstly, you can pursue your hobbies. Like even if you have never tried your hands at painting, get a set of paintbrushes and paint your imagination out. If you love cooking, try some new exotic recipes. And if you're artistic, redesign your room, make it more colorful and vibrant. As for me, I have been learning new languages like French and Spanish, and it's really fun to learn new languages. Secondly, you can stay fit by exercising and practicing yoga. My little brother and I started practicing yoga, and if you do it too, you will feel calm, composed, relaxed, and you will feel mentally and physically fit. And then, of course, there are books too. I just completed rereading the whole series of Harry Potter and the Chronicles of Narnia again last week, and I think that I'm reading way more books than I've ever done in my life before. It's really fun. You too can learn, you too can read new more books. And but if you don't like reading books much, there are other activities like singing and dancing, and you can even learn how to play new musical instruments, maybe a Casio, a piano, or flute, or even a guitar. Sometimes my mom and I practice singing in the evening, and we are so loud that we disrupt the whole house. So last but not the least, study. Like even though the other activities are fun and important, but studying is important too. Don't forget to read your course books. And I personally think that lockdown is a good time for us to pay more attention to our studies and maybe even understand them better. So that's it for today. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Toto Chan. It was indeed a very nice experience talking to you and you sharing a lockdown experience, what you're doing at home, singing, dancing, exercises, yoga. I think all these things will keep us physically fit and occupied. Also about creativity, painting, drawing, redesigning your room. I think all of this is just a wonderful thing to do. We shouldn't while away our time, but make use of it creatively and productively. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to our next speaker, Bisma Sheikh. Bisma, my question to you is, share a book review on a book you have recently read. and how to inculcate the habit of reading in children and young adults.
Okay, so I'd like to start with, for those of you guys who don't know me, hi, my name is Bisma Sheikh. I'm an ex-student of Belvedere Spring, currently in SYBA, Bhavans College. As a person of varied interests, I've been engaging in a lot of activities like reading and drawing, exercising, and all of that. And I personally believe that this lockdown period is a great time to hone your skills and explore your interests. As the holy month of Ramadan is going on, I've been reading a lot of Islamic texts and religious biographies. The one I've been reading currently is Muhammad, his life based on the earliest sources by Martin Lings. But right now, I'm going to be talking about a book that has had a profound impact on me, and that is Sherlock Holmes and the Unholy Trinity by Paul D. Gilbert. It's actually by Paul D. Gilbert and not by Arthur Conan Doyle, as this book is a pastiche. But let me tell you guys, this book is a brilliant imitation of Arthur Conan Doyle's original series. So when I was browsing through my library, I came across this book and its title really intrigued me. This book has a compelling concept to a topic all too familiar to mystery and thriller readers. Although a really thriller, it was a breath of fresh air to read something that is different from The Shroud of Turin. What I really liked about this book is the fact that it talks about Christianity in an Arab setting, and it really taught me a lot about the Coptics and ancient Christian relics. And I'll have to admit that the lyrical beauty and language used in this book enthralled me, and I believe it will be of great use to our GCS students. So I'll just run through the summary really quickly so that all of you guys have an idea what this book really talks about. So it starts with Sherlock Holmes and his trusty best friend come partner in crime, Dr. Watson, lounging at their house at 221 B Baker Street when all of a sudden a colorfully dressed Bedouin, a Bedouin is a nomadic Arab by the way, just breaks into their house wielding a sword and slashes Dr. Watson's chair into two as a threat and leaves a cryptic warning. And that is to stay out of the affairs that are none of your concern. And then shortly after, Sherlock Holmes and his best friend Dr. Watson are summoned at Vatican City to investigate the murder of Cardinal Tosca, who was a revered priest and the likely successor of the Holy Pontiff. So his throat had been slit, and while he was in his office, when he was deciphering and examining an ancient Aramaic script that came from Egypt. So what follows is a thrilling adventure across Europe and Egypt with an action-packed and gripping climax. So it's a very well-written book, honestly, and I'll highly recommend it to all IGCSE students. Now, coming to your second question, Chunezi, how to inculcate reading habits in children. So, the first thing I think that the parents need to understand is that not all children are the same. Some children are naturally inclined towards reading, and some children do not really enjoy reading. So, it's the duty of the parents to find out why their child does not enjoy reading. Do they find it a chore, or do they find it boring, or do they find it difficult to read? So once the parents figure this out, I believe the tips that I'm now going to share with you will prove useful. So the first tip is catch them young. Start reading to them at nights. Read bedtime stories, read fairy tales, folklore, moral stories, and all that. What this does is that it develops a motivation to read in the future. This is my first tip, that you start reading to them at night. And second tip is set an example. Practice what you preach. This is a very important tip, since children model the behavior of their parents, and when they watch you reading newspapers and magazines, they'll automatically instill those habits in themselves too. So there's a very nice quote by Robert Fulghum that goes like this: "Don't worry that your children don't listen to you. Worry that they're always watching you." So I think that sums up my second tip. And the third tip is take trips down to the library. This is a very important tip, as this is considered as an outing, and the child also, looks forward to these outings because they're going to the library and going to spend time with you. So take trips to the library. That is my third tip. And the fourth tip is ask them about what they're reading or what they've read. Ask them about their favorite part of the book or favorite character. So what this does is that it improves the memory of your child, and this makes them a great storyteller as well. So these are my tips for children. And now I'm going to be talking about young adults or teenagers. I believe it's a tad bit more difficult to instill reading habits in teenagers. In fact, it's difficult instilling any kind of habit in your teenager. So what I'll tell you is the first tip is that you take them down to the library, the same one as the children one. Take them down to the library, let them pick out any kind of book they want to, be it comic books, be it magazines. Reading is reading. And what this does is that it develops a motivation to read in your child, and they discover what stories they like. And in turn, it will help them discover the genre they're interested in. And if your child is confused as to what books they really like, you can suggest to them. If your child likes fiction, you can give Harry Potter to your child, or the Percy Jackson series, or the 39 Clues. If your child likes mystery, then Nancy Drew, Enid Blyton, any of Enid Blyton's books like Secret 7, Famous 5, Donna Girls, Hardy Boys, all of that. And if your child is interested in movies or drama shows, you can suggest to them that the book that inspired those specific drama and movie. And the second tip is that if your teenager loves their iPad more than anything else in the world, like all the other teenagers, what you can do is install or download an ebook for them, so that the child gets that iPad, and you behavior to win for everybody. And the third and the final tip I'll be sharing with you is that allot a reading time for your child. Like, if you allot reading time for your child, what this will do is that it will develop a serious reading habit in the future. So like all the other times allotted, like studying time, eating time, playing time, reading time should also be allotted. I think that's all the tips that I have to share with you guys today. And I hope these tips are really useful for you. I conclude here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bisma. I'm sure these tips